Reminiscent of a young and moody Balotelli, we have a recent video of a player not taking too well to being benched as he pushes his coach. Kind of surfaced on the internet. Take a look and let us know what you think.
Ah, sí, cómo no. ¿Qué? ¿Tiene que preguntarlo, Ricardo?
Player doesn't act well to being benched, and it kind of throws up the funny headline of what just happened to Diego Costa when he so disgracefully threw his bib in the direction of Jose Mourinho over his back.
It is impossible. It is impossible to look cool throwing a bib.
I know, but he did do it kind of cool. It was like so nonchalant over the back of his head, and it just kind of grazed Jose Mourinho. The media went crazy with it, and now bibs are being thrown everywhere. Babies are throwing it over the back of their heads at their parents.
I'm done with this applesauce.
I don't want this shit over the back of their head. But the funny thing is it's not the first time, and it's not just a soccer problem. Well, it is when you look at Balotelli. I remember the infamous scuffle between Balotelli and Mancini that I referenced at the start.
Big one.
One of the most notable ones when Balotelli was on a rampage to cause some problems at Man City. But in American football, this isn't uncommon also with...
Now, Greg Hardy, who's been a constant issue in the NFL, a constant issue in the public eye for domestic violence charges and him just being a bad human being. A leader, though, of men, according to Jerry Jones, the Dallas Cowboys owner and general manager. He got into a fight with his special teams coach. Take a look at that.
More detailed video, and before that, Greg Hardy slapping at the clipboard his special teams coordinator Rich Bisaccia after the Cowboys gave up a 100-yard kickoff return to put the Giants ahead for good. Hardy being pulled away from the special teams huddle, reacting, pushing.
Because of today's day and age, when we literally see players fighting with coaches. I guarantee this happened in the 60s, and the 70s, and the 80s, and I guarantee it was worse. I couldn't imagine what was going on in locker rooms. I couldn't imagine what was probably going on the field. It's just the cameras didn't pick it up.
Yeah.
No one had a cell phone to be like, oh, there's Francis Maxwell beating the crap out of Jabari, the studio guy.
I told them not to do
he's mad,
that. I told them not to take me off.
So like what I find funny about the first video is like especially when they slow it down, you got that weird half Matrix, half porn music going in the background for a very weird mood being set. He shoves him. He's mad. I get it. Don't hit your coach. Don't push your coach. But if you're angry, we don't know the entirety of the context of that situation. We don't know the entirety of the context of Greg Hardy and a special teams coach. And we didn't know exactly what was going on between Balotelli and Mancini. Granted, Balotelli's mental. We know that.
One thing we know about the special teams coach is he's a bigger man with bigger balls than a lot of people who would stand back up to a very big and very angry human being in Greg Hardy.
Right. So, like, yes, these guys fight their coach. You probably shouldn't fight your coach, but who am I to say without enough context to make that opinion?
Yeah.
I just know it was worse back in the day.
Yeah, it has. I mean, it's definitely been notable. I mean, Alex Ferguson was always known as being a hard and aggressive coach towards his players. He once hit David Beckham with a football boot.
With a bib.
It was not with a bib, with a boot. And I will not advise kids to throw boots around because that might end up hurting someone. But he did launch his boot in the direction of Beckham and it hit his eye. It was a big story.
Oh, that really hurt. I'm going to have a lump there, you idiot. Who throws a shoe? Honestly.
So yeah, it's notable, and it's happened before in sports, and it is obviously reminiscent of what goes into making sports what it is. It's passion, it's aggression, it's the how much love you have for the game and for your team. And if it doesn't work out and you get benched, everyone's going to be frustrated. I think I would much rather have a bib thrown over behind my head though than have a player push the coach, because it demonstrates that there's not a very good team chemistry there. There's not very good communication between player and coach or respect.
Would you rather be looking like Jay Cutler, Chicago Bears quarterback, just on the sideline, just be like, oh, my team is not this year. Last year's Jay Cutler, just kind of be like, well, I'm benched. Whatever. Game's going on. Whatever.
What did he show?
It shows passion.
Oh, okay. So
means you're interested, means you want to play.
Would you rather him show that aggression towards his coach, or would you rather him sit and not really say anything and work harder in training to get back? Because that's where it's going to be done. That's the point.
I'd go with the latter.
You go with the latter?
Latter. Work harder.
The most sensible coach.
Don't be a robot. Show some emotion.
All right, well, if you remember any coaching, fighting instances between players and coaches, let us know which one stands out to you. Obviously, we don't condone it. Don't go fighting your coach. But if you are throwing bibs, just make sure to throw them lightly because they could take someone's eye out. Make sure to come back to TYT Sports. Comments in the section below at Francis_Maxwell, at JasonRubin91, at FrancisTYT, at JasonRubin91 on Instagram. Thanks, bye. Don't throw a shit.